Hi everybody, Namaskar. Welcome you to yet another episode of the Time Pass podcast. Today we have another interesting guest, Garima Pandey, who's found herself living in Delhi all these years, but right now is in Germany. तो हम बात करेंगे आज गिरी री जी से, जो दिल्ली से पहुंच गए हैं जर्मनी. जानेंगे उनकी ज़िंदगी के बारे में, उनके शौक के बारे में और उनके इंट्रोवर्ट होने के बारे में. So she's joined the call in just a moment or two. I'll be able to add her to this podcast and then we'll take the conversation forward. In the meantime, my name is Prateek Shah. I am your host and dost. You should follow Prateek Flicks everywhere you can. It's on YouTube and Instagram. And you can also find episodes on Gmail. Hey,
Hello.
hi Garima.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, एकदम बढ़िया.
Nice to be here.
So,
Part of your amazing podcast, finally.
I am so happy that you were able to join, and I'm glad that we were able to make this happen. So good. So I think you must be the first guest from Germany who's joining in. We've got guests from Latvia, we've got guests from US, we are going to get some guests from UK. So yeah, Germany is the first one. So that's going to be special. तो सबसे पहले तो let me tell you that ये head gear बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है. मतलब
This is my boho style.
Boho style. Right. Boho क्या होता है exactly? I know boho term बड़ा common होता है. What is boho exactly?
आजकल काफी common है. It's more like chilled out वाला vibe, and like it started from people who come from Bohemia, and those were the people who used to stay at one place. So they used to wear all this loose clothes, and and that became a style after few years. So and so I resonate with it. So I like wear some loose clothes.
Chilled out.
Yeah.
Life in the head is chilled out. मतलब relax करते हैं.
Like it's getting mixed everywhere nowadays, because like people who are into meditation, वो लोग भी try to get into this style wala thing. So correct. Getting spread out थोड़ा ज़्यादा आजकल.
I think मैंने देखी है वो, I think boho pants or something like that, which are really loose, and yoga pants and पता नहीं क्या.
And you'll have some fringes coming out from here and here.
Interesting. So that's one new thing I learned today. कि boho का मतलब actually क्या होता है. Good. I can also try to get some kind of a headgear for myself sometime and get on the call. Yeah, I think I'll be able to carry it off nicely as well. So yeah, that should be fun. I should try it out sometime. Good. तो सबसे पहले तो यहीं से शुरुआत करते हैं कि अभी जर्मनी में कैसे हो, कहाँ हो, क्या कर रहे हो?
जर्मनी में 1 साल हो गया मुझे, एंड हियर विद माय हस्बैंड. मतलब शादी हुई, फिर वीजा लगने में फॉरएवर लगा क्योंकि कोविड चल रहा था. बट लास्ट ईयर आई मूव्ड हियर, एंड इट्स बीन नाइस. लाइक पूरा न्यू कंट्री, डिफरेंट कल्चर, लैंग्वेज इज डिफरेंट, पीपल आर डिफरेंट. So much new and interesting everywhere. So even the weather, like you never know कि मुझे नहीं पता था कि कितना टाइम विंटर चलता है, कितना हार्श होता है, एंड समर कितना लंबा होता है. तो इट्स वेरी न्यू एंड इंटरेस्टिंग. कुछ नया हो रहा है, हमेशा कुछ नया सीखने को, समझने को मिल रहा है. तो ये मजा आ रहा है अभी तक तो.
So, I mean, did you research about Germany before going to Germany, or was it like अब तो जाना ही है तो फिर जाके ही समझते हैं क्या होता है? मतलब
हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत, बट ज्यादा नहीं. आई डिडंट गेट मच इनटू दैट बिकॉज पूरा टाइम वो वीजा के प्रोसेस में आई वाज ऑक्यूपाइड. सो इतना नहीं टाइम मिला टू डू द रिसर्च. एंड ऑल्सो लाइक इट्स बेटर फॉर मी. आई प्रेफर द एक्सपीरियंस ओवर पहले से. लाइक इट्स अ स्पॉइलर, आई प्रेफर्ड कि आके देखते हुए. तो ज्यादा रिसर्च नहीं किया था. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई गेट टू एंजॉय नाउ. अदरवाइज didn't want to do that.
Flow type. Go with the flow. जो हो रहा है होता रहे, चलते रहे.
We'll see.
So it was your first trip to Germany, this one? I mean, when you went there?
नहीं. For my work, I used to come. So
okay.
घूमने के लिए. So my husband was already working here.
Okay.
So I came him. तो तब that was my first time. पर वो सिर्फ एक ही दिन के लिए था, तो didn't get much of an experience.
Sure.
पर now I'm like 1 साल हो गया proper. May में I came here and now this is July. So I've seen all of it. Like
तो
एक
एक सीजन
साल wise.
12 महीने देखने के में काफी पता
हाँ
चल जाता है.
हाँ, although like there's still so much about the culture that I need to learn about people, history. तो चल रहा है.
So
Language, my God.
yeah, I know. So for an average somebody from India, tell
Yeah.
us how life in Germany is different from a day-to-day basis and otherwise also. Like what all is different and how is it different?
Life in Germany. I think मेरे हिसाब से I personally feel that कि एक जगह को define वहाँ के लोग करते हैं. तो जैसे if you are in Delhi, you will find that place or you will have emotions related to how the people make you feel. तो यहाँ I am experiencing that people are not मतलब बहुत अपने अपने में रहने वाले लोग हैं. But yeah, I think I like it because एक तो ज़्यादा interact अभी तक मैंने Germans के साथ किया नहीं है. And I like it. I mean, हम दोनों ना first time साथ में रह रहे हैं, तो we're just more together than going out and like interacting with more locals. Even though when we go out, we're mostly interacting with Indians because they make us feel like home. तो इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है. All in all, it's a great experience.
It's more like the live-in relationship phase of the relationship.
हाँ. Like वो नया शादी वाला.
I know. It's almost like courtship period चल रहा है अभी मतलब.
हाँ.
I mean,
तो अभी
शादीशुदा जिंदगी अभी बितानी
हाँ.
शुरू होगी मतलब एक तरीके से.
But I like क्योंकि ना I feel that people are nicer. I find them nicer as compared to the experience that I've had a lot of the experiences that I've had in India is क्योंकि there I think people are struggling a lot in on the mental terms. So किसी का life में कुछ struggle है, like they're not like and they do not know how to deal with that. So it comes out in their way of being around people, in their way of expression. So it affects everyone around them as well. So here I feel that people are more relaxed. They do prioritize their mental and physical health. So it just shows, how they interact with you. Although the stereotype, मेरे हिसाब से stands true that they are very straightforward and they don't try to be nicer to you. But it doesn't matter because the vibe is not off.
So do you think the India problem stems from too many people in the country and therefore everybody is jostling for space and opportunity and basic nature becomes very competitive in general? Is that where it stems from, you think, or is it a more cultural problem that we have?
Culturally, nahi. I think yeah, it could be that there's so many of us, and we are not introduced with like yeah. I think it starts with how we are, how we deal with all these things, all these issues in our own houses. But and I mean, there's so much wrong with also with how people live in India. No offense, I love my country.
जो है तो है ना.
पर आई थिंक कि मेंटल हेल्थ को बिल्कुल प्रायोरिटी नहीं मिलता है एंड that leads to generational traumas and people don't talk about that. अभी भी बहुत सारे households में that's not considered, like it's considered as बहुत बड़ा problem.
Taboo.
And that and also like physically people do not prioritize their physical health as well. But yeah, so I think that is something that needs to be focused on, like cultural culture. I think I love Indian culture. I would never blame it on that. I would just
Right.
blame it not focusing on the health wala part.
Interesting. And then naturally that leads to more problems matlab, in
Huh.
different spheres.
Hmm.
And do you
And
think
sorry.
that यहाँ पे, I mean India की बात कर रहा हूँ, that I mean definitely we all see increasing awareness around mental health issues, also physical health. But do you foresee that आने वाले कुछ सालों में बदलाव आएगा, चेंज होगा, लोग अवेयर होंगे, या शायद एक इतना ज्यादा जनरेशनल चलते आ रहा है कि अभी कई साल लग जाएंगे फॉर अस टू गेट ओवर आवर इश्यूज?
I think both. बहुत साल तो लगेंगे. But also I see कि coming generation is more aware of mental health awareness and like issues. So I see a lot of them at this young age talking about different kind of mental health
Right.
issues. So that's like a really positive thing. I really appreciate this generation for being so open about it. Like for us, we millennials, we were like more rooting for this LGBTQ and like
Sure.
all this, but now the generation Gen Z, I see them talking about mental health awareness, and like I really really appreciate that. I hope that it catches on more and more, and like people from every generation get more aware of it, and like yeah.
Correct,
Not
correct,
just
correct.
health, also in physical health. Like for example, in Germany, abhi this summers are going on. So you'll find people, jab bhi there's a sunny day, you'll find people going for a trek, या फिर swimming. They are like very heavily involved in all this kind of physical activities as well. So yeah, I mean,
तो कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है that Indians are too busy in, एक तो मतलब मेकिंग मनी, एंड दूसरा डीलिंग विद, डीलिंग तो नहीं बोलूंगा, बट बीइंग विद रिलेटिव्स और डीलिंग विद ऑल दिस, you know, extended families and all of that, which doesn't give them enough time to do other things in life. Is that any part of the problem?
um, yeah, it can be. But again, it's more. Yeah, it can still be prioritized. I feel they are busy. I know when मैं इंडिया में थी and I used to work in गुड़गांव, मुझे 1.5 घंटा लगता था दिल्ली से गुड़गांव आने में एक साइड का.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's years wasted. I didn't have any time to do anything
Correct.
other than just going to office and coming back. So I yeah, I mean नहीं, time नहीं होना.
हाँ नहीं,
I
I
don't.
mean to say that not time नहीं होना. I think the priority of making money is so high.
But
The
again, हाँ, but again they cannot do anything also there क्योंकि India is a developing country. We come from a country जो कि is busy. They have to like to survive, be busy in this money making wala
right.
every day. So there is in that thing there's no way out. But something has to be like still needs to like खुद को prioritize करना बहुत जरूरी है. अभी जैसे काफी companies work from home दे रही है, तो that can be used in the favor that the people do prioritize their uh, at least physical health, or
So,
I don't know, do some.
for example, how far uh, from your house, that is, how far is your husband's workplace?
It's 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And an average commute will be like 20-30 minutes only, I'm assuming,
हाँ,
for people in general.
तो
So
हाँ.
that is, I think, where
Also,
are you in Germany?
it's like work from home again, so he can still like work from home and like do the things that he would like to do. I mean,
So
in
is he
IT
in
we get this.
what domain? He's in technology or what? He's in IT technology?
He is in he's a software developer. So yeah, in
That makes it a little better. I get the point. I get the
that
point.
at least in
समझ
IT
रहा
benefit.
Yeah, and I think increasingly the more work is related to your laptop, or the more it can be practically remote,
Um,
the more people will kind of, companies will have to understand that eventually the work from home देना ही पड़ेगा मतलब,
mm,
if you want to do well or survive. Right. ठीक है,
uh,
ठीक है.
let's see.
This is अभी हम इसके बाद और बातें भी करते हैं, so don't worry. So let's go back to your childhood, okay? If you don't mind me taking you back. So were you what, born in Delhi? What was it like?
No, actually, I come from a defense background. So my dad
अच्छा.
was so बचपन से I have this thing to like stay for at one place 3 साल, make friends, settle in a school. जितना पढ़ाई है उससे cope up किया, and then move to another place, make friends again, learn about the new culture and like people, and then again settle into the new place and then move to another place. So this has been my childhood, and that's why I think I love to travel and like to meet new people and know more about different cultures still. And so ultimately we settled in Delhi. So we were in Delhi for I think 12 years now.
Acha,
12
okay.
to 15.
Okay. And so, where did you meet your husband? How did that happen effectively?
Oh, uh, we met in college.
Acha, acha. So, he was in Delhi.
So we were friends. So then we knew each other, and we uh, also we knew each other. We were friends, and then we started dating gradually, and that's how it happens.
Right. And so he moved to Germany how long back?
Uh, for him, it's been 4.5 years.
Acha, okay. Got it. Got it. So that, I mean, that's how the natural connect.
हाँ
तो फिर तो काफी वेट कर लिया मतलब for you to go to Germany.
because then there was no plan as when he moved. तब कोई plan
Okay.
नहीं था that.
Okay.
But then over the years and we did the long distance and then we realized कि let's get married.
Right. 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 So one interesting part about you and what you also say about yourself is the part of being introvert, right? So क्या क्या मतलब when you travel versus when an extrovert travels, when you meet people versus when an extrovert meets people, what do you think is different? मतलब?
uh, I think they are able to make friends quickly and they're okay talking to anyone. They would share anything easily with everything with anyone much easier than I would. Like for me, it will take like months to make someone that close कि I can share like बहुत ही normal चीजें भी with them about me. And yeah, extroverts yeah, it's a good thing about them. I appreciate that, but yeah, I can never do that. Like just make friends that quickly. I mean, I don't know how they do that.
हाँ
And how
मतलब
travel is also, I don't know it. Yeah, that could be same as like how I would, or it could be different. Like that would not be different probably
very
in my
different.
opinion for them. Yeah, it's more about the interaction. I think like how easily they can just talk to anyone.
You know, I think a funny thing is that I read this somewhere and it is true. Some of the largest successful corporations in the world are
Hmm.
largely run by introverts.
Huh.
So they're actually people like whether it is Sundar Pichai or Tim Cook or I'm just for Satya Nadella. I mean, they are out there in public, but
Yeah.
effectively they are more the behind the
More.
scenes people, like the
Yeah.
core.
I think more stuff going on in their head to
Because
I don't know.
I guess when you have to get the real stuff done, just talking doesn't help.
Hmm.
Real stuff happens behind the scenes
Yeah.
and not in front,
True.
not in
Hmm.
front of the world like that. But no, no. I mean, it's quite fascinating. I mean, I also know people from both categories, so as to say, and it's interesting to strike friendships with both kinds of people.
So who are you? Are you an introvert or extrovert?
I think I had read this somewhere. There are, I mean, वो कुछ ऐसा होता है that you portray or you something like you probably the world sees you as an extrovert, but you're actually an introvert, something like that.
Uh,
Like I may know the whole world, but I may have four friends. You know what I mean?
hmm.
Something like that. Something like that. But पता नहीं मुझे भी नहीं पता मतलब. I don't know. I definitely come across as somebody very out there. So
How you come
whatever.
across is that, yeah. Like you always like you like to talk to people
I
and
love
you're
to
like,
talk to
who
people. Yeah.
are you?
So a friend is saying I could be ambivert. which could be the right
Yeah.
term probably.
Yeah, ambivert is someone who is in the middle, kind of like not on either sides.
So I like more one-on-one conversations than being part of huge groups and just doing things like that. But nevertheless, I guess we also keep evolving
I
a
can
little over time.
I can never do that. Like for me, I would think like 100 times before, you know, going in
Right.
this huge groups. Although I love talking to people and getting to know them, but I'm mostly the one asking questions like you are doing.
Right. Right. So you also traveled extensively, I believe. I mean, you know.
I try
So
to.
so where all? I mean, don't give me regular places, but tell me some of your offbeat adventures or where you've been, or at least something that you really remember from one of those travels.
Huh. Okay. There's one place I would definitely love to go is Japan. तो अगर मैं वहाँ गई होती तो I'm sure my answer would be all about Japan. So unfortunately not here. But one place I really love is Denmark क्योंकि uh, that was the first time I came out of India, like the first country I visited out of India. So like everything was so new, everything was exciting, and so that will always remain very special for me. Like so we went in Denmark. I was working in Copenhagen for like a really short
Okay.
time, uh,
Okay.
and but I really liked it. And like as compared to it was such a contrast. Ki in Delhi, there's so many people. Uh, मेट्रो राजीव चौक पे इतनी भरी होती है एंड just people everywhere, which is India. No complaints. But again, like in contrast to that, Denmark, there were hardly people, and I'm an introvert, so that was something I loved.
I
Like
get it.
not
I
having
get it.
people.
I get it. So basically, I think you're fond of places where there are fewer
Yeah,
people
I
and
mean
yet
like
enough people to feel alive,
enough people, and like not much noise, like quiet place, and people are enjoying themselves, and yes, like
But
it resonates
you,
with me a lot.
it resonates with the personality.
हाँ
But you do know, right? Denmark is one of the happiest countries in the
हाँ
world.
यार. I mean, I could see why they were smiling all the time. Probably because it was summers, because that's what
Yeah, I
most
can
of.
understand. You're right. Winters can be harsh for Europeans like that.
Because they say कि summers only 2 to 3 months sorry, 2 to 3 weeks it lasts. So
Oh,
uh,
wow.
that's what they said. But
No, no.
again, like they
Of
fall.
course, of course.
Uh,
Winter must be bad. And so, why the fascination with Japan in general?
oh, because I think there was like uh, it started with uh, with this one chapter in our book in our NCRT book in I think 6 or 7 standard in Hindi ka book. So there was this chapter about ki Japan, and they talked about how it's called country of the rising sun and like a lot of things. So I was really interested in that. And also when like growing up, I saw a lot of cartoons that showed about the
Animes.
culture of Japan. And I really liked it because I am all about cultures. I love knowing about
Right.
the culture of different places. And I like, yeah, so I really like that कि they उनका culture जो जैसे घर में आने से पहले चप्पल उतार के जाना जो कि is a lot like India,
India.
and then बैठ के खाना, and like how they value their family, how they're very polite with everyone. So I like that. So I like that, and also like how it's a little bit crazy. So that
Yeah, I
also.
think Japan has its own problems also. But I guess what you're also trying to say is that Japan is a unique place in the world all by itself.
It's like people say that it doesn't feel like it's like the rest of
Part
the
of
world. It's
the. I know what you're saying. I mean, I experienced a little bit of that in China.
huh.
I felt like I landed in Mars. I landed on Mars. It felt like यहाँ के signages, यहाँ के लोग, यहाँ की बातें ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ गलत मतलब like a parallel universe of sorts. But I think all of Europe can feel the same. All of US, Canada can feel the same. But Japan is a one small unique country all by itself and which has given so much to the world over the
yeah.
years.
छोटा सा है and yet it has so much, different to offer. I like how it's. मैं ज़्यादा generally लोगों को खाना या फिर anime के लिए they are interested, but I'm not interested in a lot into anime.
For the culture, for the real culture.
हाँ, for the culture, yeah. And also I'm
You want to-
vegetarian for any reason.
But I think for vegetarians it's quite tough there, right?
हाँ, all they have is seafood, which also makes sense, but
Naturally.
just like Europe, so.
Right, right. So how tough is it for you to find veg food outside? I mean, in Germany, outside the house.
See, because we are living here, तो हम बना लेते हैं यहाँ पे भी. It's easier to cook.
Right.
We have so I'm living in Munich, so as compared to probably rest of the Germany, as I've heard, यहाँ पे कम options हैं vegans या फिर vegetarians के लिए.
Okay.
So, but we have like some Turkish places जो vegan या veg options देते हैं, and then we have Indian places also जो vegetarian food देते हैं, obviously Indian. So, but other than that, it's mostly like इनका authentic खाना is non-veg. It's meat.
Naturally.
So they're like it's not very, but it's fine. I'm fine with that because I'm not very food-wise. I'm not inclined on to trying new stuff. I'm happy with these.
Achha, regular khana. Makes sense. Makes sense. And Baki, of course, I'm sure regular living and all must be sorted because your husband was there already for a while.
That was sorted.
And so,
Like,
have you guys also ventured out within Europe? मतलब एक साल में कहीं जर्मनी के बाहर नहीं गए?
Been to a few places, but एक time के बाद ना it start feeling like कि सब एक जैसा ही है.
अच्छा.
क्या मतलब architecture wise, and there's not much difference. I think unless like you go and like Italy में South में कहीं जा रहे हो या फिर एकदम ही दूर like although because in Germany is like in the center ना Europe में, तो it has some influence from everywhere. तो बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं आता है. And हाँ तो मतलब एक टाइम के बाद we started feeling कि वैसे ही तो है. और yeah, recently we went to Italy, तो food wise that was great. And but yeah, like also there's the culture wise also countries थोड़ा different होती है, especially Mediterranean region वाली, because they like coming from the history wise they have a lot of things that like that was involved starting से लोग यहाँ से काफी immigration हुआ, cultures mix हुए हैं, so there's always new to learn there. And also like from north to south बहुत ज़्यादा difference आ जाता है, like in countries like Italy and Spain. But other than that I don't see much of a difference, although there's always new to learn.
I've always felt like, is Europe practically like India's different states? कि थोड़ा एमपी से यूपी चले गए तो थोड़ी सी भाषा डिफरेंट हो गई, थोड़ा खाना डिफरेंट हो गया.
I think so.
Somewhat.
थोड़ा लगता है, although like history wise काफी चीजें अलग
है. It's also quite, see, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of culture. It's also very wide. I mean, in geographical terms also it's spread far.
Exactly.
But I'm saying largely because of the architecture, Roman architecture, this architecture, that architecture, buildings, वगैरह.
Same user. I don't know. Maybe एक साल
बाद I understand. Once you explore further, you'll be able to understand. But I'm just saying generally.
I think so.
Europe in itself may not be as different as people expect it to be. Maybe.
I think so. I mean,
वो तो अभी क्या हो गया ना कि travel has come down to ticking off the bucket list. Travel is no more about truly experiencing a culture. तो लोग ये बोलने में लोगों को खुशी होती है कि मैं जर्मनी भी गया, इटली भी गया, फ्रांस भी गया.
It's like 4 घंटे में तुम 2 घंटे में दूसरा कंट्री पहुंच जाते. Yeah.
So I think people will not probably value spending maybe 10 days in a Germany or 10 days in a somewhere. I'm just thinking aloud, but probably they will be happier saying that for I went to like train पकड़ के यहाँ से वहाँ भी गए, फिर
हाँ
वहाँ से वहाँ भी गए, फिर वहाँ से वहाँ भी गए, and something
अभी
like
बस यही हो गया लाइक वी विजिटेड दीज मेनी कंट्रीज इन 10 दिन में
that.
10
Yeah,
कंट्रीज
exactly.
तो
It's number matters more than.
हाँ
So you also must be what, reading a lot, watching a lot of movies, or do you have a preference between the two? What is it like?
हाँ आई यूज्ड टू लाइक रीडिंग अ लॉट पहले बट नाउ आई एम जस्ट बिकॉज टाइम नहीं है इतना एंड लाइक व्हेनेवर आई स्टार्ट रीडिंग आई एम नॉट इनटू अ लॉट इनटू इट दीस डेज तो I prefer watching stuff now.
Right.
Like it's so much easier though, although it's not the same as reading a book for sure. For the entertainment purpose, it's better to just watch a movie of 2 or 3 hours and
Absolutely. So,
like
do you
that.
also like going to the cinema hall or mostly OTT?
Mostly online. I
Right.
yeah, because it's not. क्योंकि लाइक इट वाजंट अ कल्चर मेरे घर में ज्यादा टू गो टू वॉच अ मूवी तो आई नेवर कॉट ऑन टू दैट मच कि जाके थिएटर में देखना है इट इज अ गुड एक्सपीरियंस डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस पर घर पे इट्स मोर कंफर्ट सो
हाँ, सही है. I mean, OTT बना ही उसके लिए है ना
हाँ
कि I mean,
एग्जैक्टली
if people find it awkward to go watch a movie by themselves, don't worry, we are bringing the movie to your home. Something like that.
एग्जैक्टली so yeah that's better I think you also like watching movies now you keep writing all these reviews
So, I'm a big movie buff, and I mean, movies are my eyes to the world. Like, I experience the world through movies.
Hmm.
Whatever I may know of, probably Germany or Europe, the World War, or anything, is
Hmm.
only through documentaries and movies
Hmm.
or the
That's
culture.
true.
Like, I in fact remember watching a series which was based in Iceland, and
Oh.
it was an Icelandic language series.
Hmm.
And I think it told me more about Iceland than I could ever learn by probably even visiting the place.
Hmm.
Because you catch the locals speaking their language and what do they do for the day and how harsh the winter is or what do they have for dinner, and I
Yeah.
don't even experience it even as a tourist.
Yeah.
So
That's
effectively, this is also like me watching a movie, right?
hmm.
It's like I'm probably creating a documentary of sorts. I'm talking to people from all over the world, trying to know about their
Oh,
cultures and
yeah.
society, and I'm like, okay, I'm traveling
It's
while I'm doing this.
yeah. Yeah, and it's like modern day book writing also.
So you could think of it also like a modern day pen pals of sorts, right?
uh,
We are
uh,
exchanging
it,
notes, sitting far,
hmm, true.
and not having a true real topic to talk about, but just randomly going on.
Uh, true.
No, so yeah, I'm big on movies, and I think uh, movies have so much to offer. I mean, movies, books, both, in fact. But yeah, and I'm too lazy to travel, so movies are the much easier bet for me because I've also, unlike you, I've been stationed at one place since birth.
Ah,
So since birth, I've been in the literal same place. So I've never enjoyed going to too many places because why will I go to some place else if I can get
uh,
everything right here?
like people जो Delhi में बड़े हुए ना, they have this so much attachment with Delhi that they would not prefer, like they just love Delhi so much. I love Delhi as well so much because it is home for me and like they don't like उसके बाहर उतना अच्छा लगता ही नहीं क्योंकि वो घर जैसा फीलिंग देता है उन्हें. You are so accustomed to everything all your life there. It just
I
make
think, to be very honest with you, I think Delhi, I mean, Delhi, not just Delhi, but it could be London, Munich, New York, Tokyo, or Delhi. The capitals or the metro towns of major countries in the world also evolve with the times.
mm,
So you grow along with the place, you see changes happen, and you keep wondering to yourself that if so much change has already happened, why do I need to make more changes to make life better? Because in any case, all the good changes are already coming to my city.
mm,
Whether it is transport or eating out or you know experiencing different cultures or
yeah,
watching
we
the
have people
movies.
everywhere in like in those major cities and you experience so much about different cultures sitting in one city. So you're like you have everything there basically. Yeah.
So if you are the melting pot,
Mm.
if you are in the melting pot of your country, where you attract people from different walks of life, different geographies, different countries, then
Yeah.
you effectively get to experience it all. I mean, of course, every city will have its own flavor, but that can be covered in just traveling. You can just, go to a place and have fun, enjoy, come back. But this is where you station yourself.
That's true. That's true.
So, so like that,
Uh,
something like that.
I
Nice, nice, good. So, I guess we started by thinking, or you started by telling me that I'm an introvert. I don't know what to talk about, and we don't have much to discuss. Give me a topic that we can talk about. But I think we very successfully managed to come to the end of this podcast very happily, very joyfully. And I'm sure that if we really wanted to give it a go, we could have gone on for another half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour, and just talk about random stuff from here and there. But
yeah.
but maybe that for some time later. I
Yeah.
think it's been an absolute pleasure discussing, sharing, and just interacting with you. And I'm sure you'll collect multiple new experiences while in Germany, while traveling across Europe. And I also hope that you get to go to Japan sometime soon in life.
Yes.
And keep documenting all that, keep sharing about all of that. And yeah, I mean, I would also say do get back to your books also along with the movies because that's as much fun.
And thank you for writing all the reviews, because they really help me to understand ki kaun sa movie I
Being
should watch and
alive.
I should avoid. So keep doing that.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
you have stopped sharing your pearls of wisdom, so you should also get back to that.
Right.
uh,
I think the best part about the internet is that we can all share and we should all share.
yes. And thank you for inviting me for this podcast also. It was so much fun. I was like kind of nervous, but
Skeptical, I know. I think nobody knows. It's just like I told you, right? It's us sitting over a cup of coffee and just discussing life. That's all.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Superb. So thank you so much. Have a fun day ahead and all the best with everything in life.
Thank you, and you too. Good night. It's already
Yeah,
night.
yeah, it is. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.